Morning everybody, my name is Peter C. We're here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. And today we're going to be taking a look at a 2024 leisure travel van Unity 24 TB. So the Unity is built on a Mercedes Sprinter 3500 chassis. It is rear wheel drive. This coach is 25 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 10.5 feet tall. So we're going to do a quick exterior tour, and then we'll take you inside and show you, the most exciting part, which is the interior. So, heading around the front real quick, you have a step right here, just allow you to step up to be able to wash the windows since this van is a little tall. You can see the Leisure Travel Vans branding up at the top. And then we'll take a look at some of our storage compartments out here. So these first two compartments on your driver's side are just going to be storage. It's pretty deep compartments. They're all carpeted on the inside, so it keeps anything you put in there from getting scratched too much. Now up above that, we have our Truma Aquago system. So this is for continuous on-demand hot water. Right here is going to be your 30 amp shore power. And then back here is our wet bay. So from left to right, you have your winterization valves over here. You do have hot and cold water with a little sprayer attachment provided. So if you have pets, that's really convenient to be able to, wash off your pets outside. Your freshwater inlet is right here. We have our water pump, our water pump switch, our propane shutoff, and our macerator switch. So this actually does have a macerator for your black tank. And your propane hookup right there. So for your capacities, this has 36.5 gallons of fresh water, 35 gallons of gray water, and a 30-gallon black tank. Now this is one side of your pass-through storage compartment. You can see in here we have our 30 amp shore power cord right now. Now I'll show you when we get inside, but this compartment is actually really cool because this will hinge up and we're actually underneath the bed. So you can put things in here that you can access from the exterior or the interior of your coach. And then back here is our pass-through. So that has about a 1.5 foot slot in the back that'll pass through all the way to the other side. So if you have anything long you need to store in here, like skis, you can still fit them. Now heading around the back, this is one single molded fiberglass cap, and you do have a ladder to be able to access the roof. This piece comes off and stores in your garage, but you are able to get up there on the roof if you need to clean off anything. So this has 4 100-watt solar panels on the roof, so that's 400 watts in total. And we do have a hitch down below with a 2-inch receiver. This has a 7,500 pound towing capacity. Now over here, we'll see the other side of our pass-through storage. And this is actually where your ladder and your outdoor table would be secured. And we'll get to that outdoor table here in a second. Now down here is gonna be one more storage compartment. And then our generator is housed in there. So this is a 3,600 watt propane generator, and you have 15.8 gallons of propane on board. Now this one was actually optioned with the exterior table. This is an option, so it's an upgrade that this one had. Really nice feature if you like to cook outside at all. You can see right now we have our awning all the way out. You have this nice sturdy table, and you have an outlet right here. So if you're somebody that wants to have a electric cooktop that you plug in and do all your cooking outside, this is a really nice feature for that. Now down below you're gonna have another storage compartment, and our inverter is also housed in there to the right. So this has a 2,000 watt Xantrex inverter. And our final storage compartment is right here. All right, now we'll head on inside. So we have an automatic step and our patio screen door right there. So first thing we'll start off here is going to be the kitchen, because this is actually probably my favorite part of the leisure van. I really think this makes it obvious that this is built for people to do full-time living, just how well designed this kitchen is. You know, it's very ergonomic to stand here because of the way you have the curved countertop, and you have a ton of space here. So we have a 2-burner gas stove, and you have a splash guard in the back to keep you from splashing anything on the windows. And right next to that, you have a countertop extension. So it just gives you a little more space for your meal prep. You have a really deep stainless steel sink. And then your trash can is actually integrated right into the countertop, which I think is a pretty cool feature. This just pulls right out. Behind the sink, you have this magnetic bar that really allows you to customize this however you want. So all of these things just attach on here with magnets. You can slide them around, arrange it however you want. You have a little spot right here to put soap, dish rags, sponges, anything you need to keep right next to your sink. All of these little hanging clips, they just come off and they attach right on there with magnets. And then a paper towel holder over here. Above that, we have a 110 outlet. So if you don't want to cook with a gas stove, if you prefer to use induction or electric, you can just plug that in right there, and you could set your induction burner right on top of the gas stove right there and do it that way. All the way in the top is a really cool feature. You have a little kind of spice rack. So this is about 2 inches deep, and it goes all the way back to the side. So if you do live on the road and you do any kind of cooking, you know, a good spot to store all your seasonings or any food that you want to be able to put there. And behind it, we have this TV. So TV and a sound bar. So if you're sitting here making food and you want to watch a sports game or a movie or your favorite Netflix show, you have a TV right there. This is a streaming TV, and we'll show you where that connects up there. So some of your overhead storage here. And this would be the connection for your TVs. So you have 2 Blu-ray DVD players. One of those is for this front TV and one is for the rear, which we'll get to in a minute. Now, we have tons of cabinetry in this kitchen. So our first drawer right here is going to be your little silverware drawer. And then a couple more shallow drawers down below it. And these are all soft close drawers. Then we have quite a bit of space under the kitchen sink as well. So all your pots and pans. One more storage compartment right there. And then probably the coolest thing in this kitchen is actually has, I'm gonna undo the travel lock there, a pull-out pantry. So tons of storage for food. Again, this leisure van is really designed for people that want to do full-time living in it, or full-time traveling. So other side of our kitchen is going to be our refrigerator and freezer. You have a separate refrigerator and freezer, and for a van this size, this is a pretty decent sized refrigerator. Convection microwave up at the top, and then finally our last kitchen storage compartment is going to be up there. So that's a good spot for, you know, cutting boards or skillets or anything you need to cook with. Good spot to store it up there. Now we'll head on back towards the bedroom and the bathroom, and then we'll finish up in the living room. So first off, on the right side here, we'll have half of our bathroom. So this is kind of a split bathroom. It's a really cool design, but this has our toilet and our sink and all the cabinetry we have in here as well. There's also an exhaust fan up top, which we have running right now. Another cabinet down below the sink. Now, what's really cool about this floor plan is, and it's going to be hard to show you, but you'll get the idea. So when this door opens up all the way, in here is the shower. But what this door allows you to do is kind of create a full separation of space. So right now I'm standing back in the bedroom, Jody's in the living room / kitchen area, and we now have, you know, 2 distinctly separate spaces, which is really important when you have something this small to be able to kind of divide your space up. So we'll go ahead and let Jody in there. And you can see how even though this is a split bathroom, now it kind of feels like you have one full bathroom. Let you scoot by me again, Jody. little tight for two of us in here. Now, back in our bedroom, we'll go over some of the storage in here first. So down below, we have drawers on either side. Now, I always joke that this is his and hers, and this is his and this is hers, because one is obviously much bigger than the other. We have a little storage down below. And then wardrobes on either side as well. So there's your hanging storage. So plenty of room for clothes for living full-time on the road. And then we have all of these storage all the way around in the bedroom. And that last one you'll notice in the back, there's actually a cutout there that allows you to make use of that little corner space as well. So make sure no space is wasted in here. Same thing on the back here. And our other side. Now, this is a twin bed setup, and right now we have it in the twin bed, but this whole thing will convert to one really large bed platform, which I'll show you in a second. But first, we have our table set up right now. So you can see this table just sits on a post right here, and you can orient this whatever way you want. So if it's you and another person sitting across from each other, you can eat dinner, play cards. It's a really comfortable setup for that. But when we want to take this off, all we're going to do is unscrew this. Almost there. Lift the table off, and then this post will come off separately. This also allows you to kind of put this at whatever height you want it. So you can slide this thing up or down however you need to. But once that's taken out, we'll fold this platform all the way out. And then we have two kind of mattress cushions. They go right in the middle. So now this enables you to sleep east to west if you wanted to, and this is basically as big as a king bed when this is fully set up. We'll go ahead and pull those out. And then final thing to mention back here, on either side in the bedroom, you have outlets for your charging. So we have 110 outlets right there, and USB-A and USB-C. You also have opening windows on both sides of the bedroom, and these MCD roller shades. So that's our day shade that's down right now, and that's our night shade. What's nice about these is you notice these little clips. So that actually keeps your window shades in place so they're not flapping around too much. And all your windows back here will open as well, just on this screw. Now the windows have their own built-in screen, so you don't have to worry about, bugs or anything getting in if you want to leave these windows open at night. All right, the last thing to mention in the bedroom is going to be our TV right here. So this TV is a streaming TV. The HDMI port was in that overhead cabinet we showed you above the living area next to the kitchen. Now Jody, I'll scoot by you and we'll go over the living area. So that table we showed you in the bedroom will also come up here right on this post and allow you to have a table that goes completely around your living area. You have these opposing sofas on either side. Both of these have a lap belt, so you do have room for 2 passengers. This will also open up, which I'll show you real quickly. So we take off these cushions and flip this out. And then there's another platform from the other side that will flip out, and this makes one long bed big enough for one adult. There's also an air mattress up here, so you can arrange all these cushions across it, and then you can put an inflatable air mattress that Leisure makes specifically for this platform, so it'll kind of conform to these corners. So really comfortable for whatever passenger you're, if you're bringing a passenger with you. And then our other overhead storage in the living area right here. and that's where we have that inflatable air mattress kept right now. Now, up in the front, from left to right, we have a deep storage compartment right there. It's felted on the bottom. And this is actually an upgrade, this overhead cabinet. You don't normally have this. We have a personal safe in here. Just a little combination safe. And then more storage in here. So right now we have our leisure manuals in here and our curtain. This curtain is made to snap all the way around the cab. So you can have these two front seats turned around, the curtain will drape behind those seats and it just creates more living area. What I really like about the way Leisure does this is most Class Cs you see when you head into the cab, they're gonna stop right here. Leisure actually carries the flooring all the way into the cab, all the way up there, which there's little details like that that just make this feel a lot more livable and make the space feel a lot bigger than, bigger than it actually is. And again, both of our front seats are swivel seats. They're heated, powered seats, and they're memory seats, which means you have 3 settings you can set them to. Again, his and hers for drivers. But right now we have this swiveled around, so if you wanted to, you could pretty comfortably fit 4 people up here and play a game of cards or eat around your table. Now, we'll go over our control panel here real quick. So this touchscreen control panel controls almost everything on the coach. Right now we're on our home screen. You can see our light master switch flick on. It's going to click on everything, or off, turns it all off. Our fresh gray and black capacities and our propane capacity over there. We can turn our water pump on from here. We can start or stop our generator from here. This is going to be just for your lights. So this actually allows you to set which ones you want to come on when you click the light master. So I could just select that top row, and when I click the light master on, it's only going to turn on whatever I've selected. Now this part is really cool. So this actually has auto gen start. What that auto gen start does is I can set it to low volts or HVAC load for the triggers. So it'll either trigger at certain battery voltage, so at 12 volts and then stop at 14 volts, or I can set it to the HVAC load. So if you have your HVAC system set to 72 degrees, when the AC needs to kick on again, it's going to automatically start the generator to supply power to your AC. Now this is our climate controls. So you have a 13.5K BTU AC unit, which is ducted throughout the ceiling. And we have an 18,000 BTU propane furnace, which is the Truma Vario Heat. And then you can see our vent fans on here. So we have both our bath fan and our galley fan both running right now. And then finally, just your diagnostic panel on here. This also does pair to a mobile app, this Vega Touch Mira app, so you can control everything on this from your cell phone too, which is pretty neat. Now, we'll shift over here and go over the rest of our controls. So this has auto leveling as well, so this EQ leveling system. All you have to do is turn this on and press auto level, and you have 4 hydraulic jacks that will level this entire coach. You can also pair this to your smartphone as well. So, if you use the auto leveling and you don't feel like it did a perfect job and you're laying in bed at night, you can get on your phone and kind of sit there and play with it and get it, what feels right to you. This is our solar charge controller. So all this is doing right now is displaying what the battery voltage is and if it's charging or not. This is our Truma AquaGo controller. That's what we showed you outdoors. That's for our continuous hot water. One of your inverter switches right here, and then your battery here. So this has 2 Dragonfly lithium batteries. They're actually under the stairs right where we're standing, but important thing with lithium batteries is that you never let them freeze. So if you're camping in really cold weather, you just go ahead and turn on that battery heater, and it's going to actually keep those batteries heated, so you don't have to worry about anything with your lithium batteries. On our entry door here, we also have the same blackout shade, so you can completely black this coach out. Another detail I really like is this soft touch panel they put right by the door for your coat rack with the little Leisure branding. So anything you hang there, you don't have to worry about it scratching up your walls. Now, last thing we'll go over, we'll just finish up in the cab here. So I'll go ahead and start it. So up above, we have a digital rear view camera. Since obviously you can't see out of the back of this coach, you have a digital camera instead. And then once this gets started up, So we'll show you some of the things you can do on here. So this has adaptive cruise control, active brake assist, lane keeping assist, a lot of nice safety features you have. But what I really like about all that is it's very easy to toggle on and off. So if we go to assistance here, you can see our lane keeping assist. We can turn this on or off, or we can just put it to a warning. So it just lets you know audibly. Our braking assist, adjust when you want it to do your braking, so late, early, or medium, or just turn it off entirely. Your traffic sign assist is a pretty cool feature, so that'll actually read the traffic signs as you're going through an area, and it'll display it on the dash next to the speedometer in front of you. It'll actually let you know if you're speeding, but what's really cool about this is if you're driving through somewhere with an adjusted speed limit, like a school zone or a construction zone where they've adjusted the speed limit, this will actually display that adjusted speed limit just in case you miss it. And again, we can have this off, or we can have it tell us visually, or visually and audibly. And then finally, you do have a backup camera on here. So your backup camera, in addition to the digital rear view camera, makes this thing really easy to maneuver despite the size. All right, I think that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for us here today. Again, my name is Peter C. My cell phone number is 719-799-8357. If you have any questions at all about this coach, you want something measured, or you want to come by and see it for yourself, you want specific pictures of something, please reach out, give me a call, and I'll be happy to walk you through it. Thanks for watching our video.